Hey guys, how's it going? So, welcome to another vlog, and we're gonna go to school. It's like 10 right now though, so it's a little bit, I'm really late for school, but yeah, sorry if I can't talk that well. I just got retainers on and it's kind of hard to articulate well, so we're gonna get ready and I'm gonna take you guys along with me for the day and for the vlog. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go put on my contacts, we're gonna put on a little outfit, and we're gonna have to, kind of rush this because I'm really late. Yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna just slap on this jacket and keep this fit, and that's exactly how we're gonna go on about today. I really don't put in that much effort to look good in school because, to be honest with you guys, I really just need to get school over with, and then essentially after that it's just about coming home and then actually working on my businesses. And today I actually have 3 coaching calls with my clients, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna coach them and I'm gonna take you guys along with me as I'm actually helping them out and helping them grow their personal brand. So I need to get a new box of contacts. Okay, so we've got the contacts in, we've got the jacket, and I want to show you guys Bangkok is not looking good. Bangkok has just been like super polluted recently. It's a little bit sad, but it's okay. We're gonna make sure to protect ourselves, and essentially now I really need a rush because I don't want to be late for school. We're gonna take this super long tripod as well. You guys are probably wondering, like, why are you even taking this tripod? Well, first of all, it can fold, which is amazing, but I'm gonna be using this. I'm gonna be using this to record myself in the gym because we're gonna be doing arms today, and so that's essentially why I need this tripod. And I'm gonna take you guys to work out with me. All right, guys, so we're all set. It's time to head out. And look who's with. Unbelievable. Alright guys, so we're all set and it's time to head out. Okay guys, so welcome back. I'm in the library right now and I'm going to use the whiteboard to honestly brainstorm my entire situation in terms of my online coaching business, right? So we're really just going to reflect on everything. We're going to reflect sort of on the processes that I'm sort of running right now, and so I'll take you guys along with me. Essentially, I recently just hit 40,000 followers, which is just absolutely insane, right? And I've managed to close probably around 4 clients for a rather low mid-ticket kind of offer, but I'm really looking to bump up that price into high ticket so that I'm able to, scale into 6 figures even by the time like that I'm 16. So here I'm gonna make a plan. This month so far, I've probably made like $2,000, $2,500, which is cool, but we're really aiming for higher, especially with the fact that I'm at 40,000 followers. It's really impossible, and it's really like unusual that I'm not at 20K a month right now, considering the fact that I have that amount of volume. So we're really gonna brainstorm all of these different ideas, right? So I guess call it a business plan. We're gonna get it to 6 figures, right? 6 figures by however long. I'm really aiming to do it at this time that I'm 16 right now. And so really I have all of the followers that I need, like 40,000 followers. You can scale to a lot with that. And so I'm really trying to clarify all the issues that I have. And I think it comes down to 2 things at the moment, right? Which is lead volume and lead quality, okay? There you go. And so, to be honest with you guys, you know, when I'm in school, when I have like a free period, really I try to take advantage of that, and I try to take advantage of it by brainstorming every single thing that I'm running through within my business, and you know, how I can improve it so that once I go back home, I can actually focus on implementing everything. And I'm gonna keep my computer open for the time, making sure I'm not late in class, but essentially this is what we're gonna be doing. So what I've analyzed is that with lead volume, really if you already have your offer in place, the only issue is CTA, right? So call to actions. And so I've noticed that I don't personally use that many CTAs recently because of the fact that I've been so focused on the backend system of actually delivering for the clients that I already have, that I haven't really been focused on this, right? And so we're gonna get into that in a moment, but also in terms of lead quality, I have 48,000 followers, but not all of them are qualified for this, right? So with this, it comes down to, I guess, two things: nurturing and ICP, right? So I got a lot of my followers from two videos that really went viral, right? And the way that I grew my personal brand is I started from expressing sort of the knowledge that I had within the past 2 years of actually just doing business, and I kept it sort of general, I kept it motivational, and that's why my following honestly mostly consists of people that don't really know what I do. So ICP is very important. It's my ability to target a specific group of people. So I'm gonna do that by changing my short form content, right? Because the short form content that you use, let's say within Instagram, which is the best main source to get in terms of traffic, short form content, you need to be speaking to a very specific type of audience, right? And so most of my audience, I guess, are young girls, because in the two videos that really performed the best, and in the videos that I used to do about a month ago, I literally started off the video by saying young girls, which is just not good. And I had that idea in mind since I'm looking to keep it rather general, and since I'm looking to scale it, once I eventually scale, once I'm genuinely trying to scale this business, I would want to also be a figure for young girls, right? That's why I started off with this. But when it comes to high ticket, you want to be targeting people who actually have the money to invest in you. So that's exactly why this is not going to work. And that's why now I'm going to be talking to online coaches and aspiring individuals who have a skill, right? So when it comes, the good thing about online business is that you can really truly get paid for what you love, all right? You can get paid for what you do and what you love to do. So for example, we're gonna head back here, skills, that could literally be things like fitness. So if you want to be an online fitness coach, this entire system works, right? If you're a nutritionist, this also works as well. And online fitness coaching is honestly one of the best ways to get into it, but this can apply to literally everything, right? If you know about sales, if you know about copywriting, if you know about video editing, whatever it is, you can turn that into an online coaching business, okay? And so I like having this sort of demonstration where I'm able to clarify this with myself as well. And then, you know, obviously create these YouTube videos where I can sort of teach my audience the same thing that I'm personally learning throughout my journey. And so going back to this, in terms of nurturing, this is the ability to turn views, so an eyeball, into cash, right? Nurturing is the ability to turn eyeballs. No, you know what? We're gonna add a next step. Let's erase this part. Nurturing is the ability to turn eyeballs into love, as in loving you, loving your product, loving your values, loving your concept, into them investing in you and your product. So I don't really do this as much as I've noticed. Yeah, I give out free lead magnets, I give out free training and all these different things, but it's simply not enough, right? It's simply not enough. Because when it comes to actually going within short form content, one thing that I've noticed that I've been doing recently is I've been just trying to give out so much value, I've forgotten to include my own story in it. So, right, so people don't feel related to it. So nurturing would come down to storytelling and not only providing value, but educating, right? So I'm sure that 40,000 of my followers probably don't know that much about online coaching themselves. They probably have that aspiring dream of wanting to start online coaching, which is why they follow me. And so my ability to educate them on the things that I've personally learned throughout these 2 years of actually running 2 agencies that really focused on views, back-end, and all these different things, if I can educate them on that, that's where they really feel that it's related, and that's when they'll start loving my content, and that's when they'll start paying me, right? So this is what I've realized and reflected on so far up until this point. But there's still a lot of things that I feel I need to figure out, right? Because I have 4 clients. I've closed, it's crazy because I've closed 4 clients within 1 week of launching my online coaching offer. But the issue is I've been so focused on delivering for these clients. Let's do whatever. Delivery. I've been so focused on delivering for these clients that I haven't actually focused on, getting more clients. But that's why I need to prioritize this first, and knowing that if I take on more people, my product will actually be able to help them, right? And I'm confident that it will. But I need to be able to streamline it in a way where it's actionable, in a way where it's integratable, and in a way where it's applicable to them, right? So I have an entire system for this, and obviously I have all the knowledge, but now it's really about organizing it all. And I personally do this. I created a custom Notion dashboard for these clients, and I want to show you guys. So the way that I personally do this is by creating a Notion, right? So essentially it's a software that I've created, very, very simple. And there's all the lessons in there, there's all the modules, and there's all the forms really that they need to fill out. So it starts with clarifying avatar. And this is a part that I skipped when I first started, and it costed me so much. Now that I have 40,000 followers, a lot of them are low quality, but that can be fixed with this, right? If I nurture my audience, I can fix this. And with educating, with storytelling, with actually being able to provide free value that makes them feel something, that makes them understand, this happens, right? So I'm gonna show you guys sort of what this streamlined process looks like. It might not be that clear, really just to give you a little bit of an example, but we're gonna get a little bit into sort of trying to clarify how I can streamline this into an absolute step-by-step process, right? And obviously this is me documenting my journey and me documenting my way of running my online businesses, but like take this information and apply for yourself, really. So now we're getting into delivery, right? So I'm gonna take the camera over here, and I'm gonna take the camera over here, and I'm gonna bring you guys along with me to show you the Notion dashboard that I sort of create for my clients. So this is sort of what my personal dashboard looks like. Obviously, I'm using this as a draft for my own, and I actually apply every single thing that I teach my clients, and that's why I made myself my own little product, right? And so we've got all of these different things where they can fill out their information, where they can clarify their avatar, where they can, plan their content, where they can stay consistent to make sure that they're posting every single day, to make sure that the consistency is actually building up into eventually blowing up and getting all the followers in. We've got lead magnets to nurture, and then we've got delivery for them, right? And so the most important part about all of this, these are all the resources where you'd have to actually fill out and do the exercise and clarify every single thing that you're essentially going to be applying in your personal brand. But the most important part is the modules and the lessons, because the modules and the lessons really is the number one thing that's going to guide you through everything, right? But apart from this, really, I'd obviously be having coaching calls with them. So again, like, all this is great. This is really just to track everything. The number one thing that I need to fix is the modules and the lessons, because it's mostly filled with information. And I think I want to add more actionable steps that can really streamline the entire process for them to integrate for themselves. So give me a sec. We're gonna place the camera back down here and we're gonna get back into it, okay? So it's a very, very simple process, right? The entire concept of this program that I'm running is to help individuals grow their personal brand, right? So that's focusing on the front end, right? So focusing on the front end is focusing on actually building the personal brand itself, building your brand, building your socials, and actually building your traffic, okay? So this really consists of something that would be able to be integratable within 3 months. That's why I offer a 3-month and a 6-month program. Mainly focusing on this, I want to make sure that I'm getting results with this before I'm actually able to coach people on how they can convert their personal brand into an online coaching business that generates them a full-time income, right? So 3 months, and then we have a 6-month, which integrates both front end and back end, you know? And so the only reason why I'm mainly focused on the front end right now is because I haven't mastered the back end, right? I know how to do the front end. The back end really comes with my experience of integrating the front end for myself and others, right? So I've already done it myself. That's why I'm able to coach others on it. But now I'm really looking to get as many results with the front end as possible with my current clients, with my 4 clients, before I'm actually able to offer this and essentially with that. So how would this program actually look like, right? The way that it looks is, number 1, getting them to clarify their target audience, right? So in the dashboard that I've created, essentially the number 1 thing I tell them to do is to clarify their target audience. And you need to go so deep with this, right? You need to go so deep as to where you're quite literally getting into their day. You're clarifying how they feel throughout their day, what they're doing throughout their day, what they're thinking throughout their day. And that's what you'll be using in your short form content. Yeah, there you go. So that's essentially the number 1 thing to do, right? The second thing to do is to optimize socials, okay? So to optimize your socials, you need to be able to have a good social media profile that actually clarifies what you do, who you help, and what you help them with. And that's clarified all over here. But essentially you need to be applying this both into your content and into your profile itself, right? Okay. Number 2. And so before all this, right, before applying all of this, essentially I have 2 more modules that clarify, you know, your ability to have the mindset of an entrepreneur, and your ability to think as an entrepreneur, and your ability to understand the fundamentals of online business that come with these operations. So I have 2 modules before this that go over all that. But these 2 parts are really the actionable side of it, the integratable side of it. And that's sort of what I'm trying to clarify here, because I have all the knowledge, right? But the way that I want to get them to integrate it, that's sort of what I'm trying to reflect on right now, so that I can streamline it into my Notion, right? And into my client's Notion. So this would be number 1. So this would be personal brand foundations. Okay? And it's great, like, even if you guys are not my client, I'm literally showing you the back end on how I teach my clients how to build a personal brand, right? And obviously how I am scaling it by getting results for them, and by obviously getting results for myself. Number 2 would be back-end preps, right? So people say that you have to start with, you know, obviously the foundations of it, and then you just go ahead and start getting clients. But what happens if you sign a client tomorrow? You won't know how to onboard them. So you need to be able to actually prepare the systems that come with it, right? And so if you want to start fast, if you want to start earning money fast with online coaching, the number one thing that you have to do is to get into coaching and not to create a digital product, right? You can leverage a digital product later on, right? You can turn your coaching into a streamlined process. That's why I'm sort of struggling to do that, because of the fact that my offer also consists of a digital product plus coaching. So that's why I'm trying to figure it all out right here. But when you're starting, if it's fitness, if it's whatever skill that you have, you need to be able to coach them tomorrow. And with that, it's really not that hard. You just need to be able to clarify the plan that you have for them, right? So if, for example, you're a fitness coach, you have the meal plans, you have the workout plans, you have the exercising plans, you have the rest plans, like whatever it is, right? But you need to be able to apply that into a plan that they can start integrating tomorrow, right? And so a good thing about fitness coaching is that you can use some softwares that really manage everything. But if you're more of like a business coach, if you're more of like a sales coach, if you're like a copywriting coach, if you have any other sort of passions, you're gonna have to create that obviously in your own way, right? But then obviously you're gonna have to have some kind of expertise within your field, which is like the base, right? The base of online coaching. You need to have an expertise in your field, and you need to be able to clarify into a plan that they can start integrating tomorrow, right? So for example, with one of my clients, she is applying because she wants to grow her personal brand and teach others how to do brand deals, right? So she's done brand deals that has gotten her flights like around the world for free, which is just insane. So in that case, you need to be able to clarify an absolute step-by-step plan that they can use and integrate for themselves, right? And obviously you'll need to have some kind of like resource to give them, some kind of digital resource, but it does not need to go as far as to create an entire online course that takes months to work on, right? So have some kind of basic digital product and have a coaching program, right? So what will you be doing on the first call, the second call, the third call? Okay, what is the timeline that you can expect to get certain results? It's super important, and you'll have to clarify all that. So that's really what it's about. Preparing all of this. And then number 3, obviously, content. The most important part, okay? Content consists of 2 things. Market research, okay? Getting all the strategies that I personally teach within my program, and then actually creating a content strategy. So this comes with 3 main things. Okay, value, viral, and connect. And essentially, when you're first starting out, you want to be posting 3 times a day minimum, right? So what I personally suggest to my clients is to post this: 1 video about value a day, 1 viral video a day, and 1 connecting content a day. Connecting is showing your story, it's showing your personality, it's showing your expertise, it's showing who you are as a person, your personality, whatever, right? Viral content is honestly, that's why market research is important, because you don't have to reinvent the wheel when it comes to viral content, but you can really merge these 2 up. You can merge up connecting and viral content to create like an amazing piece of content, right? So market research, finding out what works and tweaking it in your own way, but obviously adding, your own footage, your own captions, and just making sure that it's something that would actually pop off, right? But these 2 should really be 30% of your entire content strategy. Value content should be 70%. And value content, essentially, you want to be solving a very specific problem within your target audience, right? So for example, if you're an online fitness coach, one thing that you could do is that you could coach your clients on how to, create a piece of content that teaches your clients how to actually balance out work and like the gym, obviously, right? And it's just solving many problems, okay? It's solving many tiny problems with every single thing. Your ability to, integrate certain meals that make you feel better throughout the day, all these different things. You want to be creating value content around that. You want to be providing value to every single micro problem that there is out there, and you will literally never run out of content ideas. You have no idea the amount of problems that there are out there in every single niche in the world, right? So this would really be the 3-month program. focusing on this. Actually, no, we have one more step, which is 4, nurturing. Okay? And honestly, the reason why this is 3 months is because once you nurture and once you have the leads coming in, you can monetize them very easily. Right? But monetization comes within 6 months, essentially around that time frame, which is what I offer, right? But nurturing is your ability to turn views into leads, right? So how do you do that? Essentially, a lead is somebody who has shown interest, somebody who knows you, somebody who is, like interested in the things that you're doing. And how do you know if they're interested? You do that, especially with an online business, by offering lead magnets, okay? So this is things like templates, it's things like, guides, software, video lessons. And honestly, like me showing you this right now is a lead magnet, except I'm not asking for your contact information. So the difference between me doing this and a lead magnet is that here I'm just nurturing you, right? I'm educating you on every single thing that I'm doing. But a lead magnet is me asking you for your contact information and access for you to get access to this lesson, right? In exchange for you to get access to this lesson. And essentially with that is I would be telling you, hey, I'm gonna give you a free guide on X problem, on X micro problem. And somebody's gonna see that, be like, holy shit, it's free. All I have to do is give them my contact information. And when somebody gives you the contact information, that's a lead that you can convert. Get as many leads as you possibly can, okay? That's why I tell my clients to do at least 2 lead magnets every single week, okay? Because it's very important to keep up that volume. It's very important to keep that income of leads, because as long as you have leads, you have money. You just need to go get it. Another thing that I teach them in the second module, or the third module, yes, the third, the second or third module, is online business fundamentals, right? And one of the most important things that I teach in that is the fact that you don't make money in business. You convince people to give you their money, right? And the way that you do that is you learn sales and you solve a problem in exchange for their money. So there's no such thing as making money unless you're trading in the actual like Forex crypto stocks market. Online business is about convincing people and persuading people to give you their money. So it has a lot to do with psychology. It has a lot to do with actually solving a problem, right? You need to have a product that you sell. That's why brand deals really ain't it, okay? If you want to start a personal brand deals is not going to cut it. You can go ahead and take some brand deals that are going to pay you, that's fine. I personally have a brand deal as well. But you need to have an actual product. You need to have a system. A product is really a system that solves a specific issue, right? So it's a solution, okay? By concept, a product is a solution, and by actual product, it's a solution to a specific problem. It's a system that you use to solve a specific problem. So there you go. Honestly, this is all I had to clarify. And it's the fact that I need to focus on this, right? I need to focus on this for my clients. I'm not gonna get them to 10K a month in 6 months, because that's not it's not something I've personally done. But if I manage to hit this, then obviously I can, right? I can only really coach people on things that I've personally done myself. And I've grown my personal brand. That's why I can coach others on it. And it's the same thing with actually being able to coach people. It's the fact that you can only coach them if it's something that you've applied yourself. If it's something that you've applied for others. And I've applied this for myself, that's why I'm able to coach it. But if, for example, you're a fitness coach, you can't be fat, right? You need to actually have a fit body. You need to be going to the gym. You need to apply the things that you're gonna apply to others on yourself first, and making sure that it actually works. So that's really everything that I've personally clarified. And honestly, this is giving me a lot of clarity. So yeah, that's awesome. And so again, I've clarified all this. Every single time that I reflect, I've just brainstormed everything right here. I always want to end every single reflection session with an actual step-by-step process on the next action steps that I'm going to be taking, right? So number 1, is actually building a good, streamlined, actionable process. So obviously I won't be able to show this to you guys because of the fact that it's in the software, it's in the actual, Notion, so I won't be able to show this to you, but really it's about turning your knowledge into something that's applicable, right? So number 2 would be, once I get this done, this is number 1 task. Number 2 is creating a client acquisition system, okay? And the way that I'd be doing that is that I would be having more lead magnets, having more CTAs to my program, probably having a free training more like this, but in a way where I actually ask for a contact information as a lead so that I can provide them free value, right? So client acquisition, that would be lead magnets and outreach, right? So obviously with a lead magnet, you can CTA, call to action, to the actual program. And this is a really good automated process of actually getting clients. It's really automated. It's an automated, streamlined process. But you can also outreach to people, right? So if they give you their contact information, you gotta contact them. That's essentially another thing that I would be doing, is both having lead magnets and outreaching to people, okay? But the thing is, when I was running my social media marketing agency, what I would do is I would call businesses. I would literally call businesses at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, with school the next day. I would do 100, 150 dials every single night, and all of them would just tell me to and sure, you can talk about scripts and all these different things, but that's why personal branding is so good, because you're already turning your views into warm leads. If they know what you do, if they like your post, if they do all that, they already know you, right? They've known you before. Cold outreach is different. They don't know you. They have no idea who you are. But that's why personal branding is so good. It's because you have that asset that automates the nurturing process. It gets those leads closer to actually generating you cash, okay? So these are the 2 things that I want to integrate. And then honestly with that, if I get, if I charge $2,500, right, one time for, let's say, 6 months, or you know what, no, that's for the 6-month program. Essentially, if I charge $1,500 for 3 months, okay, all I would need is 10 clients to hit 15K, 10 clients, 15K, or I could get 7 clients and hit 10K, or it's 6 clients, I'm not even sure. 1,500 times. Yeah, 7 clients. So 7 clients would be 10K USD, and there you go. 6 figures. Now I can teach people how to monetize their audience, and essentially with that, I charge $2,500 for 6 months. Okay? And with that, $2,500 for 10 clients, that's already $25K per month. That's cool, okay? And then people talk about how, yeah, 10K ain't nothing. Guys, with 10K, you can live your best life, okay? If you want to actually hit the multiple 6 figures per month, then you're gonna have to get into the more complicated side of business. You're gonna have to actually hire a team. You're gonna have to build a bigger personal brand, okay? And you're gonna have to take on more sales calls. And you're gonna need to integrate new systems, okay? So the focus here is 10K. And then I see people talk about how gurus, and they teach personal branding. No, they teach a certain business model. For example, they teach SMMA, they teach sales, but then they're actually doing personal branding. Well, yeah, of course, because sales is the thing that got them from 0 to 10K a month. SMMA is the thing that got them from 0 to 10K a month. Coaching is gonna be the thing that gets me from 0 to 10K per month. But the good thing about coaching is that once you have your personal brand, right? And your personal brand is an asset that you can use to scale to whatever. You just need to fix the backend systems, right? That's it. And so really just focus on this. I'm not focused on 100K right now because I'm not even at 10K, right? So gotta focus on this. And essentially, first with that, you're already gonna have an amazing life if you know how to actually live well. And 25K is even better. And guys, 10 clients is not a lot, okay? It's really not. And if, for example, you have 5,000 followers, okay? Let's say you've done good with the ICP. 5,000 followers, you can easily get to 10K. The only reason why I haven't is because I messed up, right? And I'm fixing that problem now with actually nurturing them with lead magnets. And not outreach. No, I'm actually nurturing them with lead magnets, okay? And I'm nurturing them throughout the entire process. So yeah, these are really the 3 things that I'm gonna be focusing on is actual client acquisition, getting all this money, and then after that, really, if I wanna get all the way to 6 figures per month, that's when you gotta really scale it up. That's when you gotta add more new systems. But that's really for later. You gotta focus on the first thing, because it's not that complicated. Okay? It's just about a matter of time and consistency. And these are really the things that I've personally learned throughout my entire journey. Right? And now I'm in the process of documenting it. I'm in the process of coaching others how to do it. And I honestly love doing this. My ability to reflect on my own situation while also educating others and then realizing what I'm saying is so good. You know, I really love doing this. And being able to document the entire process as I grow is even more awesome. So yeah, really that's what it is. But now I just need to actually integrate all these systems into my computers. You guys are gonna come with me and we're gonna have a quick little work session before we actually head back to class, and which is in 5 minutes, so or 10 minutes. So we're gonna apply all this on our computer now. And really that's what it is, guys. Every single time that you're stuck, every single time that you're confused about something, just brainstorm it and then add 3 actionable steps for you to actually integrate in accordance to the things that you've learned, right? So that's essentially it. And I'm gonna be creating a lot more videos about this because I love sharing the things that I've personally learned, and it's really applicable to almost anybody, you know, almost anybody that's looking to get into online coaching. Every single thing that I'm trying to teach is applicable, right? And now it's just about doing it for myself. So, and then people talk about how, oh, well, you're not at 10K a month. What makes you feel like you're able to coach others on this? It's because I'm not getting them to 10K a month. I'm helping them build the most important asset of their life, right? Apart from your mind, obviously, which I also teach. Right? Apart from growing your mind, you need to be able to grow your personal brand. In online business, your personal brand is the most important thing that you'll ever build in your life. It is genuinely the most important thing that you could ever build for your online business, okay? Social media is a very powerful tool, and there's a lot of different stereotypes against social media, but it's the most powerful thing ever. If you're getting stuck on social media, right? If you're getting stuck scrolling, the problem is not social media, the problem is your mind. Okay, social media is the most important tool ever. Okay, people talk about AI as well. I used to run an AI agency that made me money. Okay, the problem is not AI itself and how it's growing. The problem is you're not using it to your advantage, and that's essentially what I'm teaching everybody that I take on one-on-one. And obviously later I would be scaling that up into group coaching. I'd be scaling that up into a community that's actually going to streamline the entire process and just having coaching calls. And really that's what it is. And the good thing about coaching is that it's not done for you, it's a done with you process. So there's leverage on both sides, right? You're not doing every single thing for them, but you're giving them all of the resources that they need to do it themselves, and you're guiding them along the way, right? So it's really it's awesome, you know? And I figured there's also not much of a difference between SMMA and online coaching. The only difference is that it's done for you and done with you, okay? And the good thing about online coaching is that you use social media, okay? So you have more inbound leads, and obviously you can do that with an agency as well, but you know, it really depends. I just have found coaching to be a lot more effective for me, right? Because of the fact that I've always had the dream of coaching, so why offer done for you when I can just done with you. It's something that I've already achieved in my life. So yeah, that's really it, guys. I'm gonna have to apply this work. I'll take you guys to the gym with me, and really I'm just trying to document this entire process, trying to document literally every single micro bit in my life and the things that I learned throughout it all. So we're gonna get into this, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the gym. Okay guys, so I just finished filming 5 pieces of short form content that I'm going to edit right now and schedule for throughout the night, since I'm trying to target America, right? So one big mistake that I did was that I used to post around 6 p.m. Thailand, which is impossible to target America, because there it would probably be around like 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. So I'm changing the time that I'm posting my reels, and I'm doing that by scheduling my reels for around, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., maybe even 10 p.m. Thailand time, and it's 7 p.m. right now, so I just finished filming my reels. I'm gonna schedule them, and I have 3 coaching calls today with 3 of my clients, back to back, literally 1 hour back to back with each of them, to set up their Instagram profiles and to optimize it as best as possible. We're also going to go over their personal brand avatar and who they're really trying to target and the offer that they have behind that, right? So the steps really for this is, now I'm going to plan out the entire call structure. Over here, don't mind my little ad bags, by the way, whatever. So yeah, we're gonna plan this out for tonight, and essentially we're gonna get to work. Our main goal for today is to really set up everything for them with these coaching calls, and I think tomorrow I'm going to focus more on my actual business and on my personal brand. And really, it's only going to be a one-time thing. It's really to speed everything up since I'm still in the process of, setting up the Notion. So I offered them this by telling them, hey, you know what, since I'm still in the process of developing this, the backend stuff, what I'll do is I'll streamline everything for you. We'll get on a coaching call. And so right now I'm taking them all in only for this week. We're going to do 2 coaching calls for this week for each client. So that's 3 coaching calls because one of the clients is on vacation right now. So that's essentially what we're going to do today. And tomorrow I'm going to be focused more on the backend side of the personal brand. So I'm going to schedule my reels, and then I'll take you guys along with me a little bit for the actual calls I'm going to have with my clients. And then after that, I'm probably just going to continue focusing a bit more on my business and then head to sleep because it's a little bit late. Yeah.
Did you remember I was telling that I'm not the one that will be working on it? My I should be dealing with only with customers, creating new leads, sites, has an app, and also that is provided in English language as well.
Okay, so, that's all good. And so obviously that's the platform that you're talking about, right? And so the second thing would be to obviously include the roadmap, right? So everything that you filled out inside of the personal brand plan, leverage that as much as possible because all your answers are there. It's super, super useful, and you want to be creating your content around that, right? Brand plan is you have access to all that. So what I want you to do is we'll go over the action steps for you to take right after this. Is there anything else that you wanted me to clarify?
Implementing, is that what I should be implementing in whole my account, or just right? Did I get it right?
Yeah, it's just something that you really want to implement in the way that you speak to them, right? So just keep that in mind. It's very, very simple. You have to sell them on the outcome, not the program. And then the program is the roadmap. So you're giving them the roadmap, but you're selling them the solution. You're selling them the dream.
I am asking myself, how is that even possible to have so many ideas? Let's say pause every day 3 times. That's just,
Okay guys, so we've just finished the first call. We're now going to do the second call. And so my third client actually rescheduled for tomorrow because she needed more time to actually complete a few tasks. So we're going to take this call, and after that we're going to focus more on the back end of the systems. I'm going to take you guys along with me for this call. Okay, lovely. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Awesome.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing pretty good. I just had a call with another client right before this, so yeah, excited to have you on board, just like I did with her. Is it cool if I just run you through the process and sort of what this call is gonna look like?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
Awesome. Is there anything that you were confused with? Anything that you wanted more clarity on?
No, not really.
Okay, no worries. And so, okay guys, so I'm all changed up now because I actually really need to head to sleep. It's 1 a.m. right now, so I'm gonna have to head to sleep. Usually I sleep a lot later, but I was super late to school today, so we're gonna try to keep up the pace with that. And yeah, essentially what I did was I just got on the coaching call with my clients. I managed to film 5 videos in terms of short form content. I managed to reflect a lot with my business today, and I managed to work a bit more on the back end of my business in terms of the delivery and the actual content strategies that I personally use. So I guess it was a fairly productive day. Tomorrow I won't have any coaching calls, or I do have one coaching call with a client that rescheduled for tomorrow. So I'm gonna take that, and then really tomorrow I'm gonna focus on the back end itself because I really need to work on that. And that's essentially what running this business is like. It's just having to keep working every single day, and this is truly what my life looks like. There's no breaks, there's no whatever, it's just work, and I do it because I love it. I love helping people. I love pursuing my dreams and knowing the life that is on the other side of this work that I'm putting in. So now it's really all about consistency. Now it's all about repeating this daily routine over and over again, and honestly that's sort of what it takes, guys. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna head to bed now, so I will see you guys in the next one.